diverse First Nations and Métis people who have walked this land since time immemorial. We're grateful to work, live, and learn on the traditional territory of Treaty 8. And with that, I'll call the meeting to order, go on to adoption of the agenda.
I'll move as presented.
All right. Any changes, alterations needed? All right, all in favor? Carried. No scheduled delegations, public delegations? Seeing none. We'll move on then to our fire chief's report. Can I get a motion on this? Councillor Danaka.
I make motion that council receive the fire chief's June 2024 report of information.
Thank you for that. And with that, I'll turn it over to our chief if he wants to highlight anything on his report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a couple things I noted on there. That CVIPs have been occurring. Got all the CVIPs for our vehicles. They've all passed with flying colors, so no issues. The aerial inspection was done today. Again, passed with no issues. And just a couple other things. The doors have been installed, and as I noted, they were completed, operating properly, and was done under budget, so that's a good thing. One thing for our society is McSteel has been a very gracious donor, I guess, if you want to call it something, for the society. They've been providing us vehicles for vehicle extrication training, and most recently yesterday they gave us a big tanker that we now have for confined space exercises and training. So McSteel has been very supportive of the fire department. One thing, I did watch the meeting last time. I was not in attendance, and Councillor Danaka addressed something about the monitored alarms. So number 4, my recommended chief action. I thought about this, and I have indicated previously that my statistics are capturing all of the calls, which, as I've indicated before, kind of skews calls. What I would like to do is to change it where I'm actually capturing where our duty officer is actually responding and arriving on scene for monitor alarms, because what we are getting right now, and it is skewing the data, that we've got this enormous amount of monitored alarms, but a lot of the residents are actually calling and canceling the response. And like I said before, what happens, and I was trying to figure out, but what basically happens is the alarm triggers, monitored company calls dispatch, dispatch calls us, and then calls the homeowner. So we're getting dispatch prior to contact with the homeowner, and like I said, our residences have been graciously getting canceled. We do get notified, but a lot of them are where our duty officers are not actually responding to location, which is a good thing. So that is my suggestion. If that is council wishes, that's how I'll start to track the calls instead. And other than that, I report to the council. If you have any questions.
So good clarification or expansion on the chief. The chief will still be reporting on those that are abusing the system per se. So anyone that is fined under the bylaw will be reported still separately.
Yes, thank you. I was going to actually comment about that, and the bullet on number 4 bottom was, it should be noted that no alarm monitor alarms have triggered a billable event at this point in time. So with all that data that I have on there, that just reflects the fact that it's not actually a billable event. And what constitutes the billable event is the second or subsequent in 6-month time period. So.
All right, thank you. Anybody have questions for the chief? Councillor Danaka.
I'm sure you've explained it, but I can't remember. What's the aerial safety inspection again?
The aerial ladder.
Ah.
So a guy comes out here, we extend it out, and he does a nag test. It's a non-destructive testing on the device. It has to be inspected annually. And like I said, we just have that done today. So.
Thank you.
All right, anything else? I had one for you. I was looking at, had a request for summer program tours. Is that like, you know, the summer play program wants to come in? Okay.
Yes, so we had the library, Kettlebacks is involved with that, and we have set a date for July 18th that we have a number that will be available to do a summer tour for the program.
Okay. So. All right, don't see any other questions. Thank you very much for coming in and giving your report. We have a motion received for information. All in favor? Carried. Moving on then to our minutes from June 25th. Can I get a motion on this? Councilor Yashishi?
The council approved the minutes from the June 25th, 2024 regular meeting with council.
All right. Any errors or omissions in the minutes anybody's picked up? All right, seeing none, all in favor? Carried. And we have one business arising from the minutes. And so that would be 6.1. Get a motion on the appointment of deputy mayor. Councilor Dunn.
The council appoint Councilor, whoever we elect, for a second term as deputy mayor for the term from July 10th, 2024, March 1st to March 1st, 2025.
So you're not able to,
After I so wholeheartedly said and was confident in that, I ended up in a meeting with our HR, and they have a whole pile of things going on that I need to be attentive to that's gonna take me out of town. So I am gonna have to step back from that commitment, because I said I would be able to be here in person. And I'm not gonna be able to meet that commitment anymore due to my employment.
all right, well, that's very good. Clarify that. And I know we'd have Councilor Yashishin, still hasn't done her term, so I would suggest, that are you interested in doing it this time?
I would like to suggest that James take that on for the next period of time, and I'll remain on schedule as scheduled.
All right. James, are you interested? You would be interested? Okay, is there anybody else, anything else going on?
Not that I don't think you do a splendid job, Councillor Wakehold, but I was going to ask of council if I could continue my term, given that there was a delay in even recognizing it. And if I'm open to doing it for the next whatever number of months. And that's what I put forward. It would also show that we're willing to work together, and it would be a sign of good faith. So I would put that forward to council for consideration.
Okay, right.
So you would continue till when?
Till council.
Oh, okay, right.
Until the council decision takes effect.
Oh, till March, okay.
So if Councilor Yashishin isn't interested now, then we need to find somebody else to run, do a second term, right? That's what we're looking at. And we've got 2 people that are interested at this point. So, Councilor Daneka.
So when did you begin your deputy mayorship?
Sasha?
October 28th, I believe.
Okay, so that does follow the schedule, October till June. Okay.
All right, so what's our protocol on this? Is it just a vote and go from there?
What I would suggest if the first councillor wishes to make the motion is, that would be a motion on the floor.
No. All right, yeah, we've got one motion on the floor that was made for that. Or no, John made the motion, sorry. John made the motion and he left it blank.
So I don't know if Councillor said she made a suggestion on the
Yes,
motion.
that's correct.
I'm saying if, so there's a motion on the floor.
Yeah, the motion was that councillor, or that council appoint Councillor Blank for a second term. With the idea of having a discussion, so there was no name given.
So I will need to grab the procedural bylaw because I can't recall if it's, I don't believe it's dealt with in the procedural bylaw. The schedule as outlined in the RFD is in the procedural bylaw. There's been a motion on that, but I'm not clear whether the procedural bylaw says, what is he going at, whether it's, paper ballot, secret ballot, or
Yeah,
generally appointments, are at the prerogative of the mayor, subject to council ratification.
we should. get
So since
some
we
clar-
don't know exactly what the bylaw states and how we're supposed to progress with this, can we table this to the next meeting and have Councilor Martins remain as deputy mayor until that meeting? Can we figure out, is it a secret ballot, is it a vote, what is?
That's not possible because Councilor Martins is currently the deputy mayor. Councilor Dunn
Oh,
is
right,
currently
sorry.
the deputy mayor.
Sorry, my mistake.
So again, I can just grab the procedural bylaw if you want to hold it down, but, take me 30 seconds.
Let's do that.
Okay, yeah, we'll just wait for a little bit on that one. Still no Judy here.
Yeah, I've got a problem with this because I thought I would be able to attend the meeting, but, send a message to the judge.
While we're waiting. So where are you gonna be? What are you doing? Back up in that level. Just add some more stuff. And still haven't been able to recruit for there?
Well, they did, that's the thing, and that's why I was confident saying,
Yeah.
it's crazy, like, their person. They have two people. One went down to Lethbridge and one moved to Williams Lake. And the two people that were left burned out within a month, and so they're off on stress leave, so there's nobody again. And they did it, they manager, because her husband's with RCMP. But she got offered a job in where he's actually located out of Fort Union. And so, yeah, so it's crazy, obviously, he did accept her on staff.
It's like, like in the NHL, when they want you bad enough, they lot of extra money, does that happen?
Not why. The attendance should be called. Yeah. Guess we have to be
Say drink off.
and they give you the perks.
You're
It's
not
true.
agreeing, are you?
I've heard that.
Yeah, I've heard it too, but I don't know if it's true or not.
That's a bonus.
A couple of guys that swore by it.
Yeah.
Try it. I was really sweating.
Well, I mean.
My cat was flat out this long. Flat.
Who's that, the lucky bastard?
No,
The other one?
yeah, it's John
Yeah,
Kennedy.
but even at 55 cents a
Yeah.
kilometer.
Yeah, my cats,
They just sleep right out.
yeah, they're just a puddle of cat.
Yeah, and sleep. It's good for them, they just sleep, so. It's the rest of us that have the problems.
Well, I stayed in my basement yesterday.
Oh,
I just stayed down there. And,
I stored a bunch of stuff in my bedroom downstairs and now I don't have much space. I guess I could kind of squeeze in there. And now I'm trying to.
What time will they be there, Gage?
Which is good.
Huh?
Is
What
it-
time will they be there?
It's not like this. I gotta get in there.
2:30.
Cost me
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
got in there and organize it, because that would be the place for me.
Well, that's what I was doing. I was organizing comics. I got a bunch of dividers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, comic shop. Well, there's a couple comic shops that are going on. They're getting out of comics.
Oh,
And they had just a short box of these things, right?
Yeah.
So I said, well, I buy this. I said, well, if you buy a bunch of comics, we'll just give it to you. Well, not today, there's nothing in the pile that I want.
yeah,
I'll buy this for $10. I said, well, give me 20. So, because they got the first box with them small rates.
oh, I see.
So I'm going through and putting the divider in and getting things semi-organized.
Yeah,
We will find anything.
Yeah, as I suggested, council, the procedural bylaw basically outlines the appointment of the deputy mayor as part of the organizational meeting. The report that's before you has, had this motion at each and every one of the last organizational meetings, so based on that, that's how the deputy mayor's been appointed. So there is nothing in the procedural bylaw that says what happens midstream. But again, it would suggest that it follows the regular procedure of council where there's a motion on the floor and council can now decide whether they wish to have a public vote or a closed vote, I would suggest, because it's a personnel issue.
A close one.
It would be council's prerogative to.
If I think back in time when we had issue with, or multiple people wanting to go on to a committee, we had a closed vote back before. I know that was done, so I'm assuming that was the proper way to do it.
Why don't we do it this way?
Okay.
We'll see if Sasha's up for this. Do rock, paper, scissors for it. I'm serious. I'll do rock, paper, scissors with you.
But I don't think that would meet the legislature requirement.
Well, no, and then whoever wins, then we appoint them as deputy mayor.
well, we just have.
And, because if Sasha beats me, it's rock, paper, scissors, it's not lizard spot. I'll pull my,
I don't think that's legal, though, that's
Okay.
fine, so.
okay,
What I would suggest, if you want to have a closed vote, I could impose on the fire chief and the fire chief and myself could hand out ballots and record the results and announce the results.
That works for me, I remember doing that before, so.
I know that's what we did in the past. That was just what
What was it?
well, and again, I think that was with the procedure bylaw, but I'm not, that was for committee appointments, not necessarily for the deputy mayor, position. So, we'll go with the ballots and away we go, and Councillor Yashishin, you don't wanna go now in the next term, you're sure?
I'll stick to schedule,
Okay,
keep the schedule the same, yeah.
so you guys are gonna just quickly make up some ballots and we'll got 6 of them and away we go.
I'm not getting cooler.
Official ballot. Are the 2 candidates' names printed, you know,
Yeah.
properly?
It's Mike for printing on board.
Yes. So we'll just put our ballots on, fold them up, and then we'll let them count. And once that's done, the ballots will be destroyed and put away. Oh, wow. That's like a long time.
Yeah, lots of big paper.
One of the things that I'd like to, at some point, because I know we're running against the clock, and I was thinking even on, is the idea of, should we be changing the town where the council votes for the mayor versus electing a mayor and losing them? Well, I know a few more municipalities are doing that. And I just think, should we be doing it? There's advantages and there's some disadvantages, but just wanted to throw it out there.
Well, if we're gonna do that, you have to buy bylaws 6 months before the next election.
No, it's not 6 months, I think it's 18 months, isn't it?
No, it's, I think it's 6 months.
6 months before the next election, you have to pass a bylaw that are changing the process. So basically, you want to be like the county.
Yeah, or many of the other urbans do that too, not just, I was just, and again, I'm just throwing it out there, we should have.
Personally, I would prefer the people to elect the mayor, not council to do it.
Myself and the fire chief count the ballots, and Councillor Waco has received the required number, become deputy mayor.
All right, so that, oh, no, sorry, we didn't have an actual motion for that, so do you want to make a friendly amendment to yours?
Yeah. Sorry. Now you're back.
That, okay,
That council appoint Councillor Waco for a second term as deputy mayor for the term from July 10th, 2024 to March 1st, 2025.
all right, all in favor?
Wait,
Oh, sorry,
do we have to rescind that prior motion?
no, his motion was just to appoint a counselor, and he didn't give a name.
No, I know, I realize that, but the motion, because we had appointed John as deputy mayor.
Oh,
so
I
we do
see.
not have to rescind that one, it can just be part of the same motion.
No, the councillor is for notification, and he is, you know, kind of can't perform the duties. And
Okay.
that's been transmitted to the CEO, so his appointment will end today.
All in favor? Carried. Moving on then to item 8.1, tax sale. Get a motion on this one?
I'll move, that, tax sale date be set for Thursday, September 16th, 2024 at 1400 hours. That the reserve bid amounts be detailed and attached, that the reserve bid amounts as detailed in attachment A be approved, and that the tax sale terms and conditions as detailed in attachment B be approved.
Okay, thank you for that. And I'll ask our CEO if he wants to add anything before we discuss it.
No, this is a standard protocol for tax sales within the province. Our council establishes a reserve bid. In this case, it's been, proxies have been used as the assessed values of the properties. And that's basically it. The tax sale terms and conditions are the recommended legalese as it relates to any tax sale conditions. Basically, the onus is on the buyer to make sure they understand what they're potentially purchasing through a bid process and provide security to the town and the ratepayers if there's dispute in that transaction.
Okay, thank you. I had a question, and I know last year we had a couple of properties that came up. Are these the same properties or different properties?
What they can only come up for a tax sale for say once, and then there's a different process for disposal, which involves numerous items. My recommendation to council is not to take ownership through, if these properties or prior properties were not sold in a tax sale, the municipality could take ownership and put those properties in the town's name. However, there may be environmental and other issues related to those properties. So given those prior properties, we have not taken possession. So they will still sit there recurring tax penalties until they are eventually potentially sold through an auction process, which is different from the tax sale process.
So they can't go up a second time for a tax sale?
No.
That's one of the province's rules, is it?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Any other questions on this, Councillor Danaka?
So these are advertised, on our website, or like their specific, our website in the local paper and on the government sales.
Practice is to
Right.
advertise only through the Gazette and the local paper.
What was that, sorry?
We advertise, we're legally required to advertise through the Gazette. In past practice has been also advertised locally.
Perfect, thank you.
But just a clarification, there is no requirement to advertise locally.
All right, so this is two houses that have not paid, that have outstanding taxes as of July 4th.
Two properties.
And they've been contacted.
Yes, this is the result of roughly a 2.5-year process. So numerous letters have been received and the like, but generally it's a minimum of 2 years that properties have to go through a process. So these are, again, have been outstanding for the last couple of years.
Okay. Anything else on this? Seeing none, we have a motion to set the date, go with the minimum reserve bids, and adopt the sales and conditions that are listed. All in favor? Carried. That was your hand up on the, okay. After it sort of went into your hair, so I wasn't sure of that. Yeah, well, okay. short-term borrowing bylaw, can I get a motion on this one? Councillor Dunn?
The council give first reading to bylaw 04-2024, that being a bylaw to authorize the short-term borrowing of funds from time to time as may be necessary to meet the financial obligations for the town of High Prairie. The council gives second reading to.
We'll just wait. Yeah. Okay, any questions for CAO on this one? And just for I'm clear, this is because we're changing banks and therefore need to have another borrowing bylaw?
Not necessarily because we're changing banks, but annually council should approve a borrowing bylaw. So it just so happened that we were changing banks midstream, but we should have an annual borrowing bylaw. So every December you'll see a report coming forward for the next fiscal period. So generally in December, we'll be bringing forward 2 reports consistently every December. One is to adopt an interim budget, and one is to approve the temporary borrowing bylaw. So you'll see another one in December for next fiscal period. But the bank requires it for their own purposes. And again, this has been, the town has not utilized the short-term borrowing capacity ever, I shouldn't say ever, but at least for the last dozen or years or so. The town's cash flows have been improving every year for the last 3.5 years. 3.5 years ago, we roughly had $7 million in cash flow available. That is now up to almost $12 million. So we have adequate cash flows, and the probability of using the line of credit is as close to zero as one can get.
All right, anything else, Councillor Martins?
Is it, are you able to divulge the amount of the line of credit, or is that,
It's on there.
It's in the bylaw, councillor, it's 1.5 million, up to 1.5 million.
Was that the amount of previous ones?
For the last 2 years, that's been the amount for sure.
It's been similar, I can't remember the exact, but
Yeah.
pass it all the time, and we've never had to use it, this is just an in case.
If I could, just because, just offer some additional information. When I say that $7 to $12 million, that is the lowest amount of, so 3 years ago, our lowest cash balance in the bank at any one time was $7 million. Our lowest this for 2024 will roughly be around 12 million, but that will spike during June, July, and August and be drawn down because we just collected the taxes.
Yeah. And we got our capital projects will be coming due, correct? Okay, any other questions on Councillor Dunn's motion? All in favor? Carry it. Anybody like to give it second reading? Councillor Danaka.
Make a motion that council give second reading to bylaw 04-2024.
All right, anything else? No, all in favor? Okay, and,
I'll move unanimous consent for third and final reading of bylaw 04-2024.
all right, all in favor? Carried. And the last, motion? Or not last, I guess we could combine the last two,
Actually, 3 combined.
well, I can make the motion, our council gives third reading to bylaw 04-2024, and upon third reading, that bylaw 03-2023 be repealed. All in favor? Carried. Oh, okay.
Just a point of information for the two members of council that are on the bylaw committee, there will be, we'll be scheduling the meeting over the next couple of weeks. But you'll see in this bylaw, numerous other bylaws, we're in the practice now of repealing redundant bylaws, which is good practice, that necessarily hadn't been done over the last number of years.
Okay, and moving on then to our CAO's report and action list, is there a motion? Councillor Yashishin,
The council received CAO Bill McKinnon's report and action list for information.
right? And I'll turn it over to our CAO if you'd like to add or highlight anything in his report.
Again, as council is aware, we have ongoing discussions on with the county and the ICF. They've invited me back to speak at their July 24th meeting for, I believe this is the second time this year, on the allocations of the funding now for 224 and 223. So numerous questions are on the allocation of those 223 meetings, fundings, sorry. So I'll be presenting that information to county council on the 24th. Recruitment is fast and furious. We're being a bit more proactive this year that numerous rates and fees will be coming forward to council well in advance of the budget process, given that any changes in rates and fees, some of them it's vested in them as of January 1st. So we'll be doing a midterm report on those that have to be dealt with and the like. We're dealing with updating specifically the water cost model. We'll also be updating the fees related to waste management. This Saturday, at the committee of the whole, there will be a discussion on levels of services related to waste management to get some input. So that contract will be expiring at the end of this year. Again, on Saturday, you'll have two other pieces of information for your consideration. One is the asset management plan. One is the asset management policy, and then there's a draft of the asset management plan. And I emphasize draft. So it's a framework document. There's still lots of work to be done, but our internal team is continuing those discussions and dialogues, and we're having another training session with MMSA at the end of the month to familiarize staff at the lower levels with data as we captured in the GIS system and what work needs to be done. The good news is we did receive provincial funding under the disaster relief program related to the lagoon. So that monies came in last week, roughly $204,000. All the repairs have already been completed and the files are now closed. For council's information, council may not have been aware or may have been aware, but the members of the rec committee were definitely made aware that we were successful in receiving funding from the Life Saving Society of Alberta to run a pilot program to enhance youth, and specifically Indigenous youth, into the aquatics field, specifically with lifeguards. What was not mentioned when that grant was approved is we will be closing the pool next weekend because we won't have any staff because they'll all be attending the training sessions. So the pool will definitely be closed next weekend and tentatively closed the weekend after. But we're trying to work around staffing schedules to hopefully not close two weekends in a row. So that will be put out on Facebook and on our website to make sure the customers are aware that that activity is happening.
All right, open the floor for any questions, comments. Councillor Tanaka.
Thank you for the update for the bylaw, because that was one of my questions. And this may, I'm not sure exactly where this place to do this is, but, and if I have to make a motion, I will, but, I would like to invite the RCMP to our next council meeting to give us an update from the policing forum, to see if they were addressing those issues that were brought forward by some of the citizens and get their input from that. So if I need to make a motion to direct administration to invite the RCMP for an update from the policing forum of May 29th, I will do that. Do I need to make a motion?
We have one on the floor right now.
Yeah.
But, yes.
Okay. And, have we received any applications to date for Citizen of the Year?
I can answer that for you. Just for council's information, our legislative clerk has an emergency illness in her family and hasn't been at work for the last couple of days and is not expected back this week. But we have access to her email, so we'll follow up on that.
Okay. I'm done till I make my
Councilor
motion.
Martins, yeah.
Following up on that, what is our deadline, Bill, for the nomination?
15th, I think.
Is it July 15th? Okay,
It
and,
was mid-July, it was either the 14th or 15th.
okay, and this was a week ago, so it might have changed, but where is that, because it's not on the homepage, where is the, application? Somebody asked me that, I directed it on the homepage and it's not there, but maybe the last week,
It
that's,
was there,
I looked at it again, I don't know.
yeah, I did look and it was there, but we could even look now. Yeah.
So if I could, our website is not, let me just say, it's not, as we post, it may push things around on our website because of the formatting we have. But if you could just advise people just to, in the search bar, put in Citizen of the Year application, and it should pop up for them. If not, you can just advise them to come to town office and we'll have copies available at the front desk.
For phone and email.
Yeah, phone, email, whatever their preference is.
Yeah, you're right, it's not right up front and center anymore, but I know when I looked before, it was there. Because I did look for it, but it's not there right now.
So as I mentioned to council before, well, people are texting and things like that. We need to refresh the website big time because issues like this are constantly moving things around and things are being pushed down and we need better training for staff on the protocols of posting dates and how long it stays on the website and a bunch of stuff, and it's just not as user-friendly as it could be.
And the search doesn't put up, I just searched, Citizen of the Year, it doesn't come up, so maybe the best thing is to call.
So we will move it back to the home page. So we'll do that tomorrow, move it back so it is on the home page at least.
Okay, anything else?
No one's asked the question, but I'll provide an answer before anyone else answer. We're still reaching out to Nixtio. I've sent them a couple of emails. I've had no response related to that initiative. In addition, the other individual who was looking to promote community gardens in town, we've reached out at least half a dozen times and have had no response. So.
Okay, and any luck with setting up another meeting date with the SO representative?
That is on the next page, so council directed that be set up prior to the end of September, so.
Oh, okay. So that's
I'm
not.
going to attempt to have, see if you can make it this area, if not, it will be at a council meeting.
Okay. All right, it's really unfortunate that we don't have guards for the weekend, when we, with this heat wave going on, but
Ready for snow.
But is this, but who's going on the training? I just wondered, this would be new people or is it ongoing people?
It's both. Part of it is to build capacity for instructor trainers to deliver these type of programs in-house. Currently, we have to bring in trainers from other parts of the province to deliver the training because we don't have anyone certified at that level. So again, it's unfortunate that wasn't really earlier, so I apologize for that.
Okay, I see no other questions. We have the motion from Councillor Shishin to receive the report for information. All in favor? It's carried. Councillor Denoka.
I would like to make a motion to have administration invite the RCMP to the next council meeting or when they are available within the next month to give us an update from the policing forum on May 29th and addressing the concerns that were raised by those citizens that attended.
All right. Any questions, comments on that? No. All in favor? Carried. Moving on to 14, council correspondence. We've got the Canadian Emergency Preparedness and Climate Adaptation Convention. I'll make the motion that we receive that for information.
Is this something that you guys attend? No?
Okay, any questions, comments on that? All in favor? Carried. Elks Pro Rodeo.
Make a motion that we be authorized to do your thing.
Okay,
Does that mean
attend
it's that way?
attend the parade
Then the parade, yeah.
and the bull riding?
Yes. I think the fire chief would enjoy seeing you on both,
Yeah.
your worship. And it could be the front page of the paper, right, Chris?
All right.
With honor.
All in favor? Carried. And, oh, Councillor Tanaka.
Since we're dealing with the parade or the rodeo, what was ever done with the tickets that we received as our part of our sponsorship? Have those been drawn and handed out?
No, we were just discussing that today because I can't recall what the ticket draws were. But the motion by council was that all ratepayers be entered in the draw that were in good standing as of June 30th. So we'll be undertaking that draw. As soon as we figure out how many tickets we can give out. And so the way we will do the draw is the tax clerk will be downloading everyone into basically an Excel spreadsheet, and there'll be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll use what's called a random number generator, and based on that, we'll go to the spreadsheet and say line 256 and whatever that is. Maybe tickets.
Perfect.
We'll do that till the tickets run out. So council's motion wasn't specific, but we get passes for each day, so we'll be treating it as each day as a separate draw.
Oh, okay. Perfect, thank you.
All right, upcoming meetings, we've got the meeting on Saturday, 9 o'clock here. just, that's the next one. And moving on to our written and verbal reports. Councillor Dinac,
No report.
Councillor Dunn. No report. Councillor Martins.
Give me something like.
Same with me, no report. We do have Councillor Stenhouse's written report.
I'll move we accept the information.
All in favor? Carried. Councillor Waco.
Let's pull something up here.
Okay. So you may or may not be aware, we've got a couple of local kids here going to the Worlds in rodeo. They belong to the National High School Rodeo Association. Alberta's divided into 3 districts. We're in District 3, that's West Lock to the north of the border. The rest of the province is District 1 and 2. Students from grade 9 to 12 are considered seniors. And all the rodeo events are in this: barrels, poles, breakaway roping, team roping, goat tying, calf roping, bareback riding, steer wrestling, saddle bronc, steer riding, bull riding. There's typically 5 weekend rodeos in the fall, 5 in the spring. And each day of the weekend is a separate rodeo. Competitors earn points. Top 12 in each event qualified for provincials. Top 4 in each event provincials then qualified for nationals. This year's nationals are being held in Rock Springs, Wyoming. And Tegan Roberts has qualified for provincials each year. She's been competing. This year, barrels, breakaway roping. She finished barrel champion for District 3, placed 3rd in the province. So she's going to nationals. They are July 14th to 21st. This is the biggest rodeo, high school rodeo nationals. It's the biggest rodeo in the world with competitors from 44 states, 5 Canadian provinces, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, 1,700 competitors. She's also qualified for the Canadians. It's August 1st, 4th in Brandon. Owen Pratt has also qualified for this. He's been in rodeo for 7 years. He's qualified for the nationals multiple times. He's currently competing in tie-down roping, team roping, and steer wrestling. This year he qualified for nationals in steer wrestling. Tegan and Owen are going to be proud of representing High Prairie and Rock Springs. All performances, they're going to be live on the Cowboy Channel. Tegan's Monday the 15th in the evening, Friday the 19th. And 2 runs will determine if she goes into the short go as well. Both Tegan and Owen, they've put High Prairie's logo on their golf courts. Golf carts, you need it to get around. Like, the venue for this thing is huge. Like, the venue is just about the size of the town here, is what I understood from Tegan's mom. So kudos to a couple of local kids who've made it to nationals in rodeo. It's great to see. I know Tegan had come to see me at work about sponsorship. I personally gave her some money. I directed her to the town office to get some pins and whatnot. I think the girls found some for her. It's great to see our local kids doing so well. And also shout out to I gotta find his name here, the kid who got drafted by
King Lindstrom.
drafted by the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Fourth
overall. Fourth overall. Like, I think that's even higher than what Tommy Mysak went for back in the 70s with Atlanta. So good on him. Congratulations. Looking forward to seeing a local kid in the NHL again. So that is my report, and I will move that for information.
Okay, any questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. It is amazing. Local kids are doing amazing things.
Yeah.
Councillor Yashishin.
a small meeting. It was on the 27th, so it was just at the end of June after our last meeting. It was the airport meeting, that's with the county, or together with the county. It was just a fairly short meeting, just to shore up the date of the barbecue, flying barbecue for August 31st. Some logistical, kind of completing to make sure that, for one, that there's enough space at the airport, because they're expecting an extra amount of people, because there'll be another group joining the barbecue as well, that'll be on that same date, so. Just finalizing the plans for that, with the extra planes, people attending. So it's the open house and the barbecue for that date of August 31st. And everybody's invited. It's pretty much the same as last year, it'd be a little bit more. That's my time. Oh, I don't have a time, sorry, I was looking for the time, and I don't have the time, but I'll report back. It was a lunch, so if I remember right, it was 11 last year, but don't quote me on that.
Okay, well, when did you find out?
Yes. I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Did you move your report?
Oh, sorry. I moved my report. Or my report.
Questions, comments? All in favor? Carried. And we have a couple of confidential items, so we'll take a break and then we'll move into those sessions.